Despite my lifetime interest in and previous occupations in show business, we rarely discuss movies or TV shows on this program because they rarely intersect with the current jurisdiction of this program, which is, depending on your mood, the collapse of or the preservation of American democracy. But then I saw Sovereign, the award-worthy new film written and brilliantly directed by Christian Swegal in his stunning debut as a director. A rave review in Variety compares the film to our attempts in American journalism, especially in print, to explain the motivations of the January 6th attackers of the Capitol and other increasingly extremist tendencies. Variety says, quote, "The persistent folly of these articles is that they never really truly explain the rise of the new right-wing politics. They don't explain it the way a movie like Sovereign does." Sovereign does it with love. Love is a necessary ingredient in all great screenwriting, very much including stories about very bad people. If you can't see the love in the making of The Godfather or The Sopranos, then you don't know what you're watching. When great actors bring their humanity to scary, dangerous people, we feel something that we could never feel reading a thoroughly researched, factual article about those people.
Felonious assault, forgery, theft of a car by deception, driving without a license.
Please note that I am appearing today as the administrator for Jerry Kane.
Oh, you're not Mr. Kane? Where's he?
Jerry Kane is a person under color of law. I am here in an administrative capacity.
Your Honor, Mr. Kane is in default of a principal balance of $38,400 plus 9.8% interest.
Mr. Kane, are you prepared to make a payment at this time?
They never validated the debt, Your Honor.
What does that mean exactly?
Their promissory note is invalid.
Your Honor, Mr. Kane's arguments have no legal or other significance related to the bank's filing.
Mr. Kane, I agree with plaintiff, and frankly, the court is not amused.
Your Honor, my appearance today is merely a courtesy.
Are you or are you not Jerry Kane?
That name refers to a person under color of law.
I'm looking for a Jerry Kane. Please sit down. Sit down. Bailiff, remove this man from the courtroom.
I'm trying to remedy. No, touch me and you will be charged with, I'm a peace officer. This is common law jurisdiction I established.
We're going to rule in favor of the plaintiff. We'll take a recess.
Thank you. All rise.
Where's my remedy?
You don't have one.
For the record, I'm being denied my remedy. Okay, actually, please note that the judge has abandoned the court. His abandoned ship. I, as a sovereign, claim jurisdiction over this matter. Case dismissed with prejudice and cause. Have a nice day.
If you think you know the work of Emmy-winning actor Nick Offerman, you don't, until you have seen Sovereign. Based on a true story, Nick Offerman plays Jerry Kane, a traveling salesman of sorts, selling the idea that we are all sovereign citizens and therefore government's power over us is fake. Jerry Kane believes, truly believes, deeply and honestly believes that he cannot be forced to pay taxes or have a driver's license or pay debts because he is sovereign. If you've ever had a conversation with a person in the real world who believes those things, who believes he is a sovereign citizen, as I have, and you love that person, as I do, and you feel how unreachable they are, you've already been filled with that deeply disorienting combination of sympathy and terrible fear that we all feel in every second of Nick Offerman's award-worthy portrayal of a tragically lost soul, full of the burning rage of a sovereign citizen. The sovereign citizen movement has been active long before Donald Trump got into politics. And as the Variety Rave Review points out, it was, quote, creating the soil in which Trump's popularity could take root. The film doesn't mention the existence of Donald Trump. The film is not political in that sense. You won't be mired in 90 minutes of ugly politics, but rather on the edge of your seat, riveted to what reviewers are correctly calling, in the best sense of that word, a thriller. A courtroom drama, a police drama, a family drama, unlike any you have ever seen, with the constant potential for an explosion of gun violence deep in the heart of America's gun culture.
violence doesn't solve anything, okay? It's not violence that we're after. Even the Bible tells us if you're gonna go and wage war against somebody, you have to kill their sheep and their goats and their chickens and their babies and their wives, okay? You have to kill them all.
Right.
Because what we're after here is not fighting, it's conquering. I mean, I don't want to have to kill anybody. But if they keep messing with me, then I'm afraid that's what it's going to come down to, is I'm going to have to kill. And if I have to kill one, then I'm not going to be able to stop. I just know it. I mean, I have an addictive personality. I haven't had a drink for 18 years because I can't handle this shit.
You might want to clarify that just a little bit.
What's the matter with what the law says about killing? The law from the Bible tells us that if you're going to do it, you have to do it right. But I don't choose to do it right. I don't want to do it at all.
Joining us now is Emmy Award-winning actor Nick Offerman. His new film is Sovereign. It is in theaters now and available streaming everywhere, they say, but definitely Amazon and I don't know. Praise is the hardest thing for me to do right to your face. So you take over, you do the talking. They want to hear from you. Tell us about what you felt in making this movie and the sympathies and the feelings that it opened in you that surprised you.
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me and for all the generous things you've heaped upon me already. I'll thank your audience to temper their expectations.
No.
On my
I'm
behalf.
telling my audience they've got to see this. I do not rave about movies. It's not a thing that happens here. This is a breathtaking film. I went into it knowing your work and knowing your work in drama. And this was just beyond anything I could have imagined and anything I could expect to see. So they need to see it, and they need to even raise their expectations.
Well, I appreciate it. And as we say in the theater, if it ain't on the page, it ain't on the stage. And so if I have succeeded in pulling off my collaboration with these artists, it's because Christian Swegal's script was so sensitive and beautifully wrought. And to answer your question, from the moment I read the script, I was just struck by the, there's no partisanship. It's just a simple representation of what's happened to some people living on the fringe who are getting bad information. And you said it rightly, you know, you recognize them as possible neighbors. So I know this guy. There are people in my hometown that are some of the best citizens I've ever known, but they vote for the party of hatred. They vote for the streams of misinformation. And you say, well, actually, no, they're telling you something wrong from your news channel. And they say, well, no, actually, that's a witch hunt. You're wrong. And so in the frustration of trying to combat the misinformation, the evil players, I find that my solace, it comes in trying to find medicinal writing like this script and just deliver this human story. And something that I love about the movie is there are 3 sets of fathers and sons, and the film examines the different way in which these fathers raise their sons and begs the question to all of us: what are we teaching our sons? What kind of masculinity or lack thereof are we teaching them? Is it superficial? Is it violent? Or is it loving? Is it empathetic? And I just really responded to that. I said, I can't even wrap my head around the complexities of why, but I've got to do this movie. And I'm so grateful that I did. Jacob Tremblay, who plays my son, really blows me away. He is incredible. And so I despise him because he's only 18 years old and he's gorgeous and 10 times as talented as I'll ever be. That's my cross to bear. We've maintained a civil relationship.
It's you're great together, and the cast is just amazing all the way through. The the sensitivity of these portrayals is so moving, and this is, for me, it's a film that lives outside of politics. Politics goes and finds all of us somewhere. I mean, every movie you make, if you want to cut away from it and say, hey, how do you think those characters voted? Like, that doesn't enter your head when you're watching most movies, but somewhere those characters went and voted. This movie is a movie about a lost soul, how that person got lost with life reversals. Everyone has experienced those things. Everyone knows that if it went really bad, they could fall farther from the lowest point that they've fallen. This is someone who has fallen lower than he knows how to deal with. That's really what the story is to me.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I recognize the humanity in Jerry Kane, and it's easy to see that with a few unlucky rolls of the dice, it could happen to me or to anybody around me. My wood shop in Los Angeles works with a program called Woodworks, where we help people that are living with homelessness. We teach them woodworking skills to help them try and get on their feet where they can get employment again and get back into society. And there are people that we find experiencing homelessness that will just be like a young mother whose child broke his arm, but their medical insurance failed them and they lost their home. And this kind of thing can happen to anybody in this country. And so I'm very grateful to sort of just deliver this medicine honestly to the audience and say, let's just look at these people, and let's look at people that are making bad decisions, that are attacking government buildings and Capitol Police, for example. And instead of shaking our fists at them, let's consider how they got this way and what can we do together as neighbors to try and keep this from happening again.
It is just a beautiful piece of work all the way through. And one of my dark secrets, which might be obvious to Monday night viewers of this program, is that on weekends I completely shut off from all news inputs of any kind, want nothing to do with them. This is a film that I watched on the weekend. It has nothing to do with news inputs as far as I'm concerned. It is just a great movie. Nick Offerman, thank you very much for joining us tonight.